Is your air conditioning not heating or cooling the way it used to? And it could be due to the lack of maintenance. Then come along with us and we'll give you all the ins and outs on what you can do to make this work more efficiently. Let's go. Hey guys, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back. And if this is your first time to our channel, it's great having you join us. And so today I'm with my very good friend, John Mellors.
Hi.
So I met John around about 12 years ago and we started building around that time, and we've been living in his house for around 10 years. And so with council restrictions for energy rating, we were told that we can only have 2 split systems in this home instead of a ducted system, which I was a bit disappointed about. So now John is from Darmel Air Conditioning, which is a family business run by himself, Tanya and Daniel and the team. And so they've been in business for around about
55 years.
Wow. And I think Tanya's been in for 30 something?
33.
So John and Daniel are both qualified electricians, and I'll explain to you why that's important in a moment. And so the first year we moved into this home, we didn't have any air conditioning at all, and it was pretty cold in winter time. And so the following year, I spoke to John and asked him what he could recommend, considering that council would not let us have a ducted system. And so John, you recommended the Fujitsu. Can I ask you why?
Fujitsu is one of the most energy efficient split systems on the market.
Now our house is an open plan, it's quite big, and so that's why I wanted a ducted system so I can get into all the pockets of the house. So you assured me that this system would cover the house fairly well because it's the biggest split system that you can get. Is that correct?
Correct.
So this system is a 9,200 watt system for cooling and 10,000 watts for heating. Correct. So John, how does that relate to actual kilowatts?
So to indicate the efficiency of the machine, if you put 1 kilowatt of electricity into this machine, you'll get 4 kilowatts of heating out. Compare that to an electric radiator, you put 1 kilowatt of electricity in and you'll get 1 kilowatt of heat out.
Wow, that's really efficient. It's like 4 times efficiency.
Exactly right.
So a lot of these modern day air conditioners are inverters, and it's inverters been around for around 13 years now?
At least.
Now, John, I have had experiences of Daikin and Fujitsu. Now, I thought Daikin was a great product, and you recommended the Fujitsu, but I had a bad experience. But on the back of our friendship, I took a recommendation and went to Fujitsu anyway, and I've got to say, John, very happy with it. And the reason I mentioned before about being a qualified electrician, it really is important because the fellow who installed it in Bateman's Bay was not qualified and he didn't know what he was doing. And it's really important to say that because there are a lot of people who don't follow the regulations and you'll have a failed system. Is that correct, John?
That's correct.
Now, how many people have you heard over the time have these kind of issues?
We do a lot of replacements of incorrectly or poorly installed air conditioners.
Yeah.
It's a major problem.
But also, Darmel Air Conditioning has come back for servicing, so you'd find some issues there as well. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, so now talking about servicing, we're not doing a service today, we're actually doing a maintenance. So when we first moved into the house, we put the air conditioning in and it was brilliant. You did downstairs and also the theatre room, and we're going to clean both of them today. And so they were great for around 2 years. And then they stopped their efficiency and they stopped heating. And instead of me bothering you, I thought, being clued up, I thought I'll just check out. I knew they had a filtering system, opened up the lid, and what did I find? The whole thing was dusty. Now, John, I don't actually understand the concept of why the heat still won't come out even with the dust. Can you explain that?
When the filter gets really blocked, as you indicated,
yep.
Restricts the airflow, and so therefore we cannot extract the heat off of the coil in this unit.
Okay.
It also affects the whole efficiency of the machine.
Yep, okay. Well, that makes sense because as soon as I cleaned it, so I just took it to the laundry and gave it a bit of a shake up. A lot of the dust came up just with a shake, and then I washed it through, and we're going to show you how to do that today. And when I put the filters back, voila, it was perfect.
Exactly.
But I've got to say, I didn't exactly know what I was doing. So that's why I've got John with me today to show me how to do this properly. So I do this every 2 years, but in actual fact, Fujitsu recommend to do it more often than that.
Most manufacturers in their homeowner manual say fortnightly.
Yeah.
That's not really practical.
It's not practical.
And probably not necessary.
Yep.
So I'd suggest monthly.
So now, John, we're going to go through and we're going to clean these up. But before we do, you wanted to have a chair here. So is that for me to get up?
If you're silly enough to stand on a chair,
okay,
you go for your life.
Okay.
I would definitely prefer that you use the ladder.
Okay, great. So, John, I wasn't sure why you pulled the chair out, but now I get it. Yeah, so it's very dangerous when you're on heights, so you should have something secure. And most accidents happen on short ladders, not chairs, but short ladders. All right, so John, we'll get into it?
We'll get into it.
So you just lift this cover up. There's some finger grips here, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so these are the filters. You can see how dirty they are. Yep. And so now all I've got to do is just pull this up, is that right, John?
Correct.
And just pull that out like that? Okay, John, can you grab that?
Wow, Lisa, that is really dirty. And when I look up there, I can see the fins of the coil on that left-hand side have also got some of this matted sort of finish.
Okay. How do we get rid of that, John?
A vacuum cleaner and probably a paintbrush, a new paintbrush, and just use that to brush the fins clean. There is products on the market that cost a lot of money, and it's quite a process, but you haven't got to that stage yet.
Okay.
Dirtiness.
All right, John, I'll pass you this one.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, John, I'm coming down.
All right, let's take these into the laundry. Okay, when we wash them, we'll wash them from that side. Seeing as all the dirt's over here, the water will help to
push it through.
Push it off rather than push it in.
Okay. Okay, John, I'll have a go as well. So what I normally do, John, after I've washed the inside, I then get a sponge and just give it a bit of a scrub, just a light scrub. Yeah, so the water's just warming up now. Okay. Yeah, and it's coming off, John. There we go. I'll just wash the other side. So as you said, John, this is really bad, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so...
It's not as bad as some that we've
seen. I can imagine. Is it okay the way I'm doing it, John? Okay, so now you can see through it. That's looking really good. Beautiful. So, John, how do you reckon that looks like?
That's very good. Although you can see that strip in the middle is not clean.
Yep.
So if you put it back down...
I'll get you to do it. Yep.
Put it back down. It clips out of there. It clips out of there.
See, I didn't even know that came off, John.
And now we've got another filter.
Okay. So can you put these back wet?
Well, two things will happen. Water will drip and land on the floor, and if the floor happens to be carpeted, that's a pain. You know, a really good shape dry, but you know, they're a flimsy material. It's not as if you can take it outside and bang it against the floor.
For sure. Okay, so I'll just give it a scrub on the inside. I think I've got most of the dirt, I could be honest. John, actually it was a bit of a grimy, sort of like a greasy sort of thing. Is that normal?
Yeah, well, it's only around the corner from your kitchen.
Yeah.
Your wife is a brilliant cook.
Yeah.
So no doubt there's some kitchen.
Yeah, some oil residue.
Exactly.
Yep, okay. That makes sense, John.
What you're going to be excited about is you're going to get more air movement.
Oh, fantastic, John.
With a clean filter, and it's not really measurable, but the machine is going to be more efficient.
Yep, okay. I've got to be honest, I haven't been feeling the hot, the cold or the hot come through in the last probably 2 or 3 months. All right, so is that clean enough, John?
Yes, wonderful.
Okay, so I'll do the second one.
Exactly.
I'll give that just a quick shake, put that on the side. All right. So again, just do it from the inside. This one here's not so dirty, John.
No.
Why is that?
But the top side is.
So why would that happen?
Because most of the return air comes in through the grill at the top.
Ah, okay. I get it. I love this, John. I didn't understand the concept until you explained it. Okay, these are done. We'll put them in the sun and let them dry.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got ourselves a small paintbrush and the vacuum cleaner. I'll just ask John if he can put it on for me. Okay, so now be really, really careful. These cells here are actually aluminium, and if you push hard, you will damage them. So just lightly touch the brush on top. John, that's looking really good. I can actually see the coil again. Okay, so I'm actually not putting the vacuum cleaner on the cells at all because I don't want to damage them. So I'm just going right next to them. So once again, I've got to be careful not to stand on the top of the ladder. I just go to the highest point that's physically possible. Wow, this actually cleaned it beautifully, John. I never would have thought a paintbrush would do this. Okay, John, can you turn that off, please? Beautiful. Okay, so I can see the unit still got dirt on there. So now we're going to give it a wipe down. Okay, so I'm just going to use a basic product, so just Ajax spray and wipe. So basically I'm just cleaning it up now. So it's more of an aesthetic thing. My wife is going to be very happy with this, let me tell you. All right, so I've taken this off. It's going to be a lot easier to clean. All right. Yeah, it really does help having two cloths, that's for sure. All right, I'll put the cover back on. Slip that in. This looks fantastic, John. It literally looks brand new. Okay, so now we're just going to have a quick look at the outdoor unit. So John, what do you think?
Well, you could probably put the hose over it and get rid of the grass cuttings, but...
I was a little worried to put water on that, so I can spray water in that?
Yes, well, it's meant to be out in the weather, so there's no issue. I wouldn't start spraying water.
Inside, that's what I'm saying, yeah. Okay. And so, John, what's this switch here? Is this an isolator?
That's the isolating switch, so that will turn all the power off to both this and the indoor unit.
Okay. So why do you have that there, outside?
It's a electrical requirement. When the new electrical rulebook came out a few years back, they said there must be an isolator adjacent to the machine.
Yep.
Previously, there was no isolator required, except you'd go to the switchboard.
The main board, yep.
That's a work health and safety.
Yep.
For somebody that might be servicing it, because there's a lot.
Oh, of course. So when you're servicing, you've got somewhere to go to. Okay.
Right.
Just in case someone's turned the power back on somewhere.
That's right.
Okay.
There's a lot of nasty things inside that panel.
Okay. So when you do a normal service, you would take this panel off. You were telling me earlier.
If we did a full service,
yep.
We'd take that panel off. We're checking electrical connections.
Yep.
Because of the vibration, some terminals come loose.
Yes.
And you get what they call a hot joint.
Yep.
And that just leads to disaster. Also check the refrigerant charge. Yep. Because ideally, it should be like your fridge, you never need regassing.
Yes. Talking about gas, John, sorry to jump in there. Right. I know there's a lot of cowboys out there that try to gas these units up on their own, and that is actually illegal because you need a license for that, because the gases in this, am I wrong, but they still damage the ozone, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And so you've got to have an RTIC license, yep, which is a semi-government body. Yep. You've got to have a license, one, to buy the gas, and two, to handle the gas. Yep. Going back to what I was saying about there's a lot of things in there that bite. Yep. 240 volt on a bigger machine, three phase, 415 yep, volt. And I do have pictures where we've removed the cover and there's a snake coiled up. Oh, wow. but he's also got bitten by the electricity.
And he's dead.
He's dead.
Yep, okay. So what you're saying, John, is no one should touch this panel.
No one should touch
I would never touch it personally because I've been in the building trade long enough to know that you don't touch electricals. Yeah. So John, are you okay with this unit? I'll just give it a wash down later.
Give it a wash down. The leaf litter behind machines is always an issue, and because it does build up, and when the fan starts up, it will suck. If there's a lot of really dead leaf litter, it will suck it up against the coil and restrict the airflow, just like our dirty filters did inside.
Yeah.
The other thing, just some people like to build a shed over.
Oh wow, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good.
Anything that you do to restrict the airflow affects the efficiency
of the unit.
Some people, a shoddy installation, will have the machine on the side of the house and the fence is right here in front. So the air being sucked in the back is this air from out here, 40 degrees. It's being heated by the heat that's extracted from inside, and so this 40 degree, this air here is probably 45 degree or more, and it's
circulating back around. So it won't be efficient, it won't cool anything down.
So
I get it.
No sheds, no pretty sheds.
So John, thanks very much. We'll go back inside and finish off the filtering system.
Done deal, let's do it.
All right, so the filters are now dry. I'll just put them in their place. Just slide that in and drop that down. Same with this one. Beautiful. Okay, we're done. Fantastic. John, can you turn the air conditioner on for us? It's just started and it's already hot. Fantastic. It never used to do that. It would be fairly cool when it first starts on a hot position. Just got that one more upstairs to do and we're done.
All right.
But John, I know your time is valuable and I really do appreciate it. And you know what, John, I've discovered there's a lot more to this than I thought, because if you do it properly, and I was just doing it quickly, it really does take a bit of time. So now I understand why, the cost of servicing, which is not that expensive really, and why, it needs to be done so often.
Exactly right.
So if you're looking for a brand new air conditioner or you're looking for a service, we'll put a link in the descriptions below for Darmel Air Conditioning for John, Tanya, Daniel and all the team, and they'll look after you.
Thank you. Very good.
Thanks John.
Sir.
So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you have any comments at all, please leave them below and I will get back to you. And I'd ask you, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video, and there's many more to come. Thanks guys.
Thank you.